Welcome back to It's Written in the Cards Tarot. As I promised, I am back with the remainder of the message that I was trying to get to prior. So thank you again for coming back. So we kind of, just to fill everyone in, we are just looking at the needs and emotions and some of the obstacles, that the masculine and feminine have overcome and still what they're working on currently. So, yeah, let's just kind of take a peek. And I, pulled up that, right now the masculines are feeling guarded. They are, feeling that sense of happiness though, thinking about their feminine and the relationship, but they're really truly embarrassed about how they've handled things and, nervous still about coming forward. And, the feminines are still very troubled over this situation and not knowing what to do. And it's kind of left them feeling extremely vulnerable because they don't want to get hurt again. They don't want to be put in that situation. And so they're just kind of confused right now and taking a step back, just trying to get some clarity on the situation. And so now let's kind of look at the needs. So for the masculine, he is feeling guarded. What he's needing right now is really some inspiration. And I think that's what he's trying to gain is, clarity and just some creative life force energy to really propel him forward. He's been in sort of a melancholy state, dealing with all of these emotions, and especially if, they've been hit with towers and things like that. He's just trying to really have compassion and empathy for himself and all of the people involved in the situation. And I do know that the masculine really wants that, compassion and empathy from the feminine too. He's hoping she'll be compassionate after all is said and done. And, he feels inspired. He's looking for inspiration, but I do know that, again, when he thinks of his feminine, when he, thinks about that connection, he gets so inspired. That is definitely, she is the muse, the fire, the passion. But, he does know that some of that has to be found from within. It can't be external or based on another person. And, he's done that, with so many other things, and look at where it's got him. So it's, not resulted in what he wanted. It hasn't, brought him the 10 of Cups. And what he's needing, with this happiness that he feels is, really just having a sense of safety and security. So many things have been uprooted, and there's been so much upheaval in his life, in his environment, work, family, friends. So many things are being affected that he doesn't really feel comfortable or safe anymore where he's at. So he really would like to find some sort of safety and security where he feels like, what, I'm not going to be attacked. I'm not going to have, people coming at me. I'm not going to have to continually defend myself and my actions. And, just be in a place that, the card says predictability, but I think it's just consistency. He knows that there has to be some sort of established consistency to have stability and to, ground himself again. And, sometimes even though we love variation, we love things, when it comes to stuff like this and it's emotions and it's making huge life changes and closing out karmic cycles and all that, just having some simple predictability every day when, so many things get thrown at you out of the blue, the masculines are just really looking forward to that. Having, some, just to feel safe and happy and have some consistency. I know that's what they ultimately really want. And, you know, he's still embarrassed, and what he's hoping is that he'll get that reassurance from spirit, reassurance from his feminine, some sort of reassurance that it's okay for him to come forward, that it's okay for him to, you know, approach and make some sort of offer, you know, explain himself, you know, discuss his feelings. Is he going to be well received? He just really needs that reassurance that he hasn't totally lost every bit of, you know, mojo and everything else in this whole relationship. Because again, he is feeling, you know, a sort of sense of defeat. And I know it's building himself back up, which is why he has been dreaming and thinking and fantasizing so much about the feminine, because, you know, again, there is that recognition of what this relationship is, and he feels so foolish that he's handled it in this way. So, moving on to the feminine, you know, she's troubled, and really what she needs right now is just to, you know, is competence. And what I get from that is she really needs clarity, and she needs to stay in a space where she's not over emotional, where she's not, you know, reacting to every little thing, to just really maintain balance and to stay in, you know, a space where the heart and the mind are balanced. You know, when it's too much in the heart, too much in the head, it's like, you know, there is no, we don't know. Things are so unclear, and we don't know what to do. We don't know where to find that knowledge. You know, we then, you know, block our intuition and, you know, that guidance and that knowing that the feminines really have developed over time. You know, they've really had this in place because, you know, they've been working on this for so long. So it's just, you know, they want to feel like they know and they're making a smart decision, that they aren't making decisions based on, you know, just their feelings and, you know, all of that, that they're really looking at everything objectively. And, you know, being vulnerable, I think there's an appreciation, though, that they do feel vulnerable. I feel that for a long time, a lot of the feminines, including myself, we had a barrier up. There was a barrier and a wall up because we were truly just ready to be done. You know, lots of us have already walked away, but, you know, for those that are still, you know, trying to make this work, this connection work, you know, didn't know if we were going to have that place again where we were going to look at our masculine in the same way, that we were going to feel the same way, that we would have that desire to be open and, you know, to allow them in the way we had before. Because, you know, we've been so hurt, we had to build up that barrier. We had to make sure that they couldn't penetrate it in order for us to become stronger, to move forward and to move on. So with the confusion, you know, really the feminine needs clarity, and she also knows that she needs to needs to be flexible. Flexibility. Both the feminine and the masculine need to be flexible. There has to be compromise. It cannot be this emperor controlling, you know, it's my way or the highway, and it can't be, you know, the feminine going, you know, this is it, you know, take it or leave it, you know, kiss my ass. If you're not gonna, you know, give me the whatever, then screw you. You know, it can't be that either. It has to be a compromise, and there has to be, you know, both parties have to have their, you know, their needs met in some way. It can't be this imbalance anymore. It can't be the feminine doing everything. It can't be the masculine, you know, running from everything. It's like there has to be reciprocity, give and take. That's a healthy relationship, regardless if you're twins, if you're soulmates, whatever it is. I'm sorry, it has to be balanced. And, you know, it's very difficult because, you know, I have friends right now that I, you know, sort of as an outsider looking into their relationship, I see two people where their needs are not being met. And there's a lot of space and distance that's been created because nobody's willing to speak up. Nobody's willing to speak their truth. And it's sad because both of these people are lovely. However, in a relationship, they're not working together as partners. They are not being flexible with one another. One has one perspective on how to raise the baby. The other one has a different perspective. Nobody's meeting in the middle. They're fighting. It's just, so it's a tough thing, and there's definitely love there. But, when you allow these sort of, stick your, I'm just gonna freaking ground myself in the dirt, I am not moving, then it makes it really hard to come to some sort of reasonable way in which you can move forward. There's just no compromise, so people then just, the distance gets greater and greater. So she knows, she's wanting that clarity though from him. She's wanting the clarity. She wants to be able to trust her intuition and know that whatever she's feeling, whatever he tells her, whatever is being shown to her, that is real, that is true. And yeah, so that's truly a little brief synopsis of what's going on currently in the energies right now. And I know that we just have, our new moon in Aries. So I'm already, like I was saying in my previous video, feeling that energy. So definitely do your, releasing your, rituals, if you don't know, maybe Google it. I know Stephanie, she has so many great ideas from, Just Keep Swimming 1111. So she has done some videos on, candle rituals and things like that. But I always feel that doing some sort of, offering or meditation, something during this time can be really powerful and really effective. So definitely look into doing that. And at the bottom of the decks, I have sad. Definitely there's a lot of sadness on both sides, a lot of sadness still on both sides that, both the masculine and feminine are still trying to process. However, they know that they still, they want to keep that kindness. They want to, keep that sensitivity and that openness to and willingness to give in the relationship, in the connection. So that's truly what they're trying to, maintain is, being kind, being thoughtful to the other person, and receiving that back, and also just really working through the sadness and the grief over what has taken place. Now, what I would like to do is, what has the masculine surrendered? So what has he already surrendered in this, energy since the beginning of the year? So many things have been happening. What has the masculine surrendered? That's kind of what I want to find out. Okay, so I'm going to give these cards a shuffle. Spirit, thank you. Let's look at what has the masculine already surrendered. What has he already achieved himself? Thank you, Spirit. What has the masculine already surrendered? Okay. What has the masculine already surrendered? What has the masculine already surrendered? And if the card doesn't come out, wow, I love it. See, giving up those emperor ways, people. He needs to be an emperor, but he can't be a dictator. He can't be, it's like he has to let go of the control. And so what he has already surrendered is this. Look at that. So it says surrender your desire to control people. So there is some realization that being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To be more effective, to more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. So if you haven't heard from your masculine, that's what they're doing. They are taking a step back. They are being they're reflecting on what's happened. They're processing their feelings. They know that being controlling of their behavior, the situation, their emotions, that has not brought success in this connection, nor in their karmic relationships, in their work situations. They know that they had to let go of the control, because so much they see now is out of their hands anyway. They're going against, Spirit's going to step in. They had been resisting and controlling the situation, and, it's like enough's enough. So I love that. Ooh, I love that. I'm going to set that right there. Okay, Spirit, what has the feminine already surrendered in this connection? What has the feminine already surrendered in this connection? Let's see. What have us gals, guys, whichever energy you resonate in, what have we surrendered? Let's see. What has the feminine surrendered? Thank you, Spirit. One card, please. Ooh. All right. Oh, I love it. You guys are going to love this. This is fantastic. It says surrender to success. So it says you are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. Amen. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. So yes, feminines, you've come so far. You are starting those businesses. You are taking charge of your life. You are in the driver's seat. You are no longer sitting back and waiting for things to happen. You are making them happen for yourself. And there's no shame in that, because at the end of the day, the journey is about you. It's about you and you alone, and relying on other people, other situations to line up. Don't waste the time. You are full of life, full of talents and gifts and beauty and everything to offer this world. Get out there and start doing it. Take the world by the balls and just go for it. And, that is exactly what I'm doing. I have no idea half the time how to do all this technical stuff. Like I said, I, have to interrupt videos. Things are just crazy. But, at the end of the day, I'm like, balls to the wall, baby. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this happen, regardless. So I'm going to go for it, because you know what? I don't want to waste any more time. I do not want to waste any more time. I love my masculine. I'm ready to receive my masculine. I'm ready to, forgive, and I'm ready to move past some of these things and to have a fresh new start. But, more importantly, I am having a new start in my life. And for the first time, I feel so inspired and so motivated to create my own success. And that feels so good. And so that's where the feminine is right now. She is now in a place where she is ready, and she's taking charge and, doing what she wants, and knows that the only person who can create that for herself, the abundance and all of that, is her. It comes from within. And so, man, when, the masculine, if and when, they come back, we're going to have such a full, amazing life, because we're creating that. We're manifesting that. And, that just looks so attractive as well. When you're not in a space where, you're allowing, circumstances to just, dictate your emotions and your behavior, and just, not being, you know, the leader in your own life, then other people, other situations, other things are going to lead you. And let me tell you, you won't always like where, you know, where you have to go. So good job, you guys. I love it. Great job. Okay. So now let's look at what they still need to surrender. So what does the masculine still need to surrender? What is he working on right now? What is the masculine working on right now? What does the masculine still need to surrender? And what is he currently working on? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Oh, geez, that card wanted to come out right away. Yep. Love that. Love that. So I'll show you what came out. Surrender to resentments. Ooh, that's a big one. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a big one. Definitely can tell that there's some resentments. I think, you know, even though he knows the feminine isn't totally, you know, to blame for what the mistakes he's made and all of that, there's still, you know, it's like, I feel there's some level of resentment because they were so, you know, they say ignorance is bliss. And they were living this blissful ignorance. And now that the feminine has, you know, entered the picture, she's totally stripped away every, you know, sort of blissful, you know, ignorance that they had in their lives and situations. So nothing looks the same. They know they can never go back to looking at things the same. Their karmic situations, all of that, nothing is fulfilling them, you know, anymore, because they see the reality. They see what is actually going on. They see that ultimately they have been their own worst enemy. They have been selling out as well. They've been not pursuing their dreams and their desires. They've been people pleasers and trying to live up to expectations and societal expectations and all of that. And so it makes them feel resentful because they feel they put so much time and effort into something, and, you know, now it's like it was all for nothing. And so there is a level, like if the feminine hadn't shown up, man, I still would have been living life. It would have been great. I would never have had to see how shitty it really was. So, you know, that's where they're at. So they are working on surrendering that right now. And it says, holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. So remember too, I love that because it ties in exactly with what they're, you know, needing and trying to gain is compassion and empathy. So they too are trying to forgive. They're trying to forgive themselves. They're trying to forgive the situation. They're feminine, you know, if they've had, you know, bad times, you know, with them, fights and all of that. So very on point. Okay. So Spirit, let's take a look at what is the feminine still working on surrendering right now. What is the feminine working on surrendering right now? Thank you. What is the feminine still surrendering? Oh, sometimes I'm not a good shuffler. All right. So what is the feminine still working on surrendering? Ooh, gosh, I got two. Interesting. Ooh, I love it. I love it, though. I got surrender, defensiveness, and surrender to non-action. Yes, because, you know, if some of you are still in a place where, you know, you're waiting and really not taking inspired action in your own life, this is Spirit's, you know, way of telling you that the way you're going to get this union, you know, going, and the way you're going to manifest the abundance and all of this stuff that is waiting for us is you have to start taking action in your own life. Don't wait. Don't, make your moves dependent upon what the masculine is doing. The less you pay attention to him, and the less I totally removed myself from Facebook. I honestly, I know I did. You guys, I'm going to be totally honest. I did slip up a little while ago, a week ago, and I did peek. Okay. So I'm not going to lie. I did do that, but I didn't find anything. And so I felt stupid. One more time, I'm looking for something, and I shouldn't be, because I'm going to create it where there isn't anything. So, surrender, to non-action, get up, get moving, just start making things happen. And, even if it's one small thing a day that you do for yourself, that you do towards your career, towards having the career you want, towards having, just a cleaner, more organized, home, whatever it is, whether it's getting your hair done or whatever, take some action for yourself, okay, and for your life. And it says, now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Oh, I get it. See, I was getting a total different message here. See, I feel like, I was totally misreading that, but I think there was a reason, because I feel that it's just the opposite. I was getting a very strong message. So yes, we've been in a place of stillness. We've looked at our feelings. We've spent time with our feelings and looked at stuff, but now we really do need to get going. And yeah, that was really a clear message. Wow, that's funny. And it says surrender defensiveness. So defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. So what this is saying is, when the masculine does come in, when you do receive that contact, when you do receive that communication, whether it be in person, email, whatever, take a moment. Don't react. I am a notorious overreactor, so I have had to really program myself to not react to things, because, it's just, I have to really, really make sure that I am not overreacting, that I take a minute, I let it digest, I process what's being said. It's very difficult. And, my masculine, he can push my buttons like no other. And I know it's the same me for him. So it's really taking a minute and not going crazy. Okay. So, great. Oh my gosh. This is so, so great. To close this little part of my reading here, I am going to look at what soul lesson is also being learned right now for the masculine and feminine. So what soul lesson are they working right now? What is being healed, worked on currently for both the masculine and feminine? Thank you, Spirit. All right. Yeah, it's so funny. That card, you guys, I really read it and had a very strong message the other way. So it's funny how sometimes, you have to just go with, your gut and what is coming through. So, and Spirit's saying there may be some of you that do need to do that you go, and you're not giving yourself the time and attention to really just be still, to really meditate and get those answers, to really rejuvenate, rest and rejuvenate, and, not going all the time. So yeah, but it's so funny. Okay, Spirit, what is the soul lesson that they're learning? And this will be for both. All right. I love it. Oh, thank you. So the lesson that the masculine and feminine are learning right now is fear. Learning how to overcome fear. It says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So it's, yeah, overcoming that fear so you are no longer going to keep yourself from the desires of your heart. And that is so incredible. Wow. Okay, there you have it, you guys. A little bit of some needs and emotions, and, you know, looking at what they're, you know, currently healing. So I will be back again today for another reading. I'm going to look at something else, you know, that we can sort of, again, deep dive into, you know, what's behind the scenes. So definitely come back. I thank you so much for continuing, you know, with my reading, having to break it up again. I apologize. But yes, I will be back. I love all of you. Thank you so much to my new subscribers, my, you know, currently my subscribers already. I just adore you. Thank you for all your comments. I am blown away. I just have not had a minute to respond to them, but I will. I just have truly been blessed, and I just want to also you know, mention that I have my special going on, 50% off of all of my readings until the end of April. And you know, check out my website. All the information is in the description box. I'm just truly, like I said, I cannot tell you how excited, how happy, how inspired and motivated I am to kick some serious ass on this channel and just in my own life, and I'm ready. So I am definitely feeling that Leo energy. So yeah, love you guys. I'll see you soon for another message.